kind of see this as not like as a end of an era, but as like the start of the next chapter of bodycom prescription.
What's going on, guys? My name is Jake.
I'm Jesus.
And this is your bodycom prescription, where we help you navigate through all things health and fitness. Hope you're having a great day, and be sure to follow us on Instagram at bodycomprx. I'm sure you can tell by the title what we're talking about today. It's going to be something a little bit different, but why don't we just go right into it? We won't beat around the bush, but Jesus and I will no longer be continuing bodycomprx together. I know what you might be thinking, but Jesus and I are still best friends. There's no hard feelings, nothing like that. But we just got to talking recently, and it just seemed like that was the best thing to do. We just thought it would be best to get in the same room together, talk about it, break it down for you guys, just because obviously we usually do things over Zoom, but this is a little bit more personal of a message. I didn't want to make a video about it by myself. I didn't think Jesus should make a video about it by himself, just kind of talking about what he wants to talk about. And I didn't want to like keep making videos and then all of a sudden, you know, you stop seeing Jesus and start wondering what's going on. I figured we'd just address the elephant in the room right away. So, Jesus, do you want to go into a little bit about what you told me, your decision, kind of what you were thinking?
Yeah. So I think I first want to start off with like kind of taking a step back and remembering what this was all about, why we started. You know, Jake and I have always been into fitness, sports, anything physical activity. You know, Jake and I are really into, and you know, we wanted to have a brand and essentially a podcast to basically share our own personal thoughts, opinions, and our own experiences, and share that with the people. Because I think, you know, Jake could relate. The biggest thing we have against, you know, the current state of fitness and, you know, TikTok and Instagram and all these influencers sharing their thoughts and ideas is that, you know, sometimes they just throw ideas and junk at you guys, and you don't really know where it's coming from. You don't even know if it's science-based, right? And so we wanted to bring that to the people, and everyone listening, basically reach out to everyone. Now, I think this move isn't necessarily a reflection on our friendship. Clearly, I think the reason why we're filming today is because we wanted to show you how, you know, everything's still cool. There's no sort of beef happening. You know, we're still, like Jake said, we're still best friends. But this decision does ultimately come down to a business decision at the end of the day. You know, we're doing this for like what's in the best interest of the brand, not necessarily like because of some sort of feelings against each other. So with that said, you know, I think it all started off with, you know, kind of my experience personally, my background experience. It comes from school. I've done many hours of PT, physical therapy, right? And, you know, my own like endeavors into like YouTube and like watching all these videos, kind of like self-teaching myself. And Jake's kind of like doing the same thing, except Jake's always been that personal trainer. So he's always had that background. For me personally, I think this decision came from the idea that, you know, I think Jake's passion is really like outweighs my passion in teaching. I think my strong suit is, you know, kind of showing individuals. You know, that's not a knock on either or. I think both are valid reasons, but I think my decision into, you know, taking a step back, taking a step away from the brand isn't necessarily because I don't like the brand or what we're doing. I think the brand is really going to excel with Jake being the main person, right? It generally, you know, I spoken to Jake about this. It really breaks my heart. It was a hard pill to swallow, but I think, like I said earlier, it's for the best of the brand. I really, you know, wish the brand the best, but I also know that with Jake leading, you know, the brand, it's gonna be going places. Now, that doesn't mean, you know, Jake and I have spoken about this, that doesn't mean I won't be a part of this or, you know, I would be totally against bodycom prescription. It doesn't mean that at all. You know, Jake and I have spoken about this, but, you know, from time to time, I'll be stepping in and kind of, you know, being a special guest. Maybe I'll be like bodycom's like the guest that comes on pretty frequently. Or, you know, maybe if Jake wants to do a little bit more vlog styles, I'll probably be the guy behind the camera being there. You know, you'll see me pop up a lot more. Now, this isn't like the end of me, right? Like, I'm gonna be around all the time, whether you guys see it on the camera or don't. Jake and I talk almost every single day. We're gonna be hanging out every single day. You may be able to see that, you may not, but I'm still gonna be around. But for the actual brand itself, this is where Jake steps in, and Jake's gonna be the main guy. You know, it's gonna be Jake Spatola's body comp prescription. I want to reiterate that there's no hard feelings. I think I'm really excited for what the brand is what it's gonna blossom to. You know, I think that it's there is no ceiling to what happens from now on. I kind of see this as not like as a end of an era, but as like the start of the next chapter of body comp prescription. It's not a negative thing happening right now. I think it's very exciting for Jake and specifically for body comp prescription.
And I just want to take it back a little bit. For the start of body comp prescription for me, Jesus and I were talking, and I was telling him that I just didn't want to do my job anymore. I was a personal trainer. It was in the middle of the pandemic, and you know, being a personal trainer in a place where I was in a commercial gym was impossible. Like, there was no gyms open, so I couldn't do anything. And I was venting to him, talking about, this isn't what I want to do for the rest of my life. And I don't know if you remember that,
yeah.
But you know, I love what I do. You know, I love training. I still train some clients every now and then, but I just knew that it wasn't me forever. And I just kind of wanted to get a jump start on that. You know what I'm saying? And I think that, like, we thought of doing this podcast as a way to help people. That was my biggest problem. I've said it before. With personal training, you can only help so many people at one time. You're basically donating your time to help someone else at the same time, and it's generally just a one-on-one, and so on. So I thought that by doing a podcast, doing a YouTube channel was a great way to help people, because the information that I have and that we have is very good. You know, we obviously went to college, and we have our own experience in the field, whether it be training, physical therapy, all that kind of stuff. And I thought that was the way to help people. I thought that was the next step in order for me to progress. And then as far as how Jesus becomes involved, obviously we conceived the idea together. And just from my perspective, he may not know this, he might know this, but I was personally just too scared to make that jump by myself. And you know, like, it's a kind of a lot for me to say, because you know, generally my confidence is really, really high, but for whatever reason, it didn't add up in my head that I wanted to do this by myself. And Jesus was that guy. I trust his knowledge. I trust his work ethic. You know, I just think he's obviously like my best friend. So there was a lot of trust there, and it made a lot of sense for me to want to lean on him. I thought that by doing this together, we could shoulder the load of whatever we were about to get ourselves into, because we had no idea.
Yeah.
Right? Everyone thinks that social media is really, really easy, and I know we're only a few months deep, but it's really not that easy, and you don't know what you're getting yourself into until you start. And those expectations were, you know, if I had Jesus to share the load of posting, controlling some of the accounts, dealing with some of the negativity, some of the positivity, all that kind of stuff, I thought that would have helped me kind of keep my ego in check, help keep my sanity a little bit, because it's really easy to kind of lose yourself in social media. Yeah. And we're still in the middle of learning that, you know. So by having him, that really made me a lot more confident to start this up for you guys and for everyone that's watching. You know, like, again, I want to help as many people as I can, regardless if our videos get 15 views or 1,000 views or more. These videos are going to be immortal. The audios are going to be immortal on the internet. I stand by everything that we've done. You know, we have no problem admitting when we're wrong, and if we find some new information to, you know, change our mind and stuff like that, we have no issue with that. And we stand by our content. We stand by everything that we've made. It's good stuff. And you know, what means a lot to me is that someone can find this 5 years from now, 10 years from now on our science of fat loss video, right? Like, the stuff is still going to be valid 5 years from now, unless there's some new, you know, scientific breakthrough that disproves what we talked about, which is fine. But, you know, I just think that I wanted to talk about this together because, again, we want to make it clear to you guys that we're still best friends. You know, this is not like, obviously it's a little sad. It's kind of like a parting of ways, but like Jesus said, he's still going to be around. You know, as for the content, that's still kind of TBD. I'm kind of working on that. As far as what it's specifically going to be, I figured that if we, it doesn't make a lot of sense, and it doesn't make a lot of sense for you guys to keep watching like me on Zoom calls by myself. So, we can get a little bit more creative, maybe some gym vlogs, some workout videos, maybe a cheat meal every once in a while. And obviously I still want to create content that's going to be informational, hopefully entertaining. We'll see. That's going to, go through some growing pains as well. But, as for the content, it's only going to get better from here, hopefully. It can be a little bit more independent. One of the biggest problems that Jesus and I had as for making content previous to this decision was that Jesus obviously works a 9-to-5 job, and that makes it a little bit more challenging to record content freely. We would go to the gym at like 6 a.m. to try and record for you guys, and it was a little hard, like it was hard to wake up early. It was hard, I would have to, work around his schedule. He'd have to work around my schedule. We'd record everything on the weekends basically. And, it's really hard to want to keep that going for a long period of time when, you don't have any breaks essentially. And one thing you learn from social media is that there's no breaks whatsoever. You're always posting something. You're always responding to comments. You're always doing something in regards to your channel, to your podcast basically. And some of that doubt that I had in my head personally about doing this by myself is kind of gone now. I feel a lot more confident. I feel like I can do this on my own. Obviously, it's not going to be the easiest thing ever, but, this is what I'm committed to. Whether it succeeds, whether it fails, I'm going to give it my all. I think I have information that's going to be helpful for you guys. Hopefully, I'm a little bit more entertaining than, again, us just sitting on like a Zoom call. But, I think that doubt is kind of gone now. And I think that was one of the biggest kind of concerns, at least on Jesus's end, was if I was going to be able to do this on my own. And I think the answer is yes. Obviously there's going to be help along the way. I'm not going to completely be doing this by myself, truly, but as for the workload, I'll be shouldering majority of it. And then, Jesus may pop up in a video. You may see some other people pop up in videos, depending on, again, what the video calls for. It could be something a little bit more adventurous and raw, as opposed to some of the scripted stuff that we do, just to make sure that all of our business is correct, and make sure that we're not, giving any misinformation for you guys. So I think that confidence is there for me. I think the last couple things that I want to say, at least on my behalf, is that I just want to thank you guys for anyone who's watched a video, liked a video, shared a video, commented, all of that stuff. I know I really appreciate it. I know Jesus really appreciates it as well. Constructive criticism is the only way that we can grow. And if you look back at our first video to now, there's definitely been some progression, and hopefully you guys can see that, and it'll only get better from here. So I just want to thank you guys for sticking it out, helping us along the way. I hope you guys want to stick around for a little bit longer. I do plan to do some fun stuff, some cool stuff, and hopefully some informational stuff for you guys as well, to keep you guys interested. And hopefully you guys want to keep on following and watching the growth. My growth, again, Jesus is still going to be around. You can see him grow and transition as well, and I think that'll be cool too. So
definitely.
You got anything else you want to talk about?
No, I really liked how you were saying that, moving forward, you have the confidence. Jake already has a little following. If you guys don't follow us on TikTok yet, check out our TikTok. Jake has actually a pretty good following. Jake kind of took over our TikTok page, and he's blown it out the water. It's growing pretty rapidly, I'd say. Every now and then we have pretty good hits on there. And that like whole TikTok situation kind of, you know, reassured me that with this transition, Jake is gonna do great. You know, by himself, he's more than capable of being like the next YouTube fitness, you know, content creator out there because of his following on TikTok. He has a lot of great knowledge. By no means is it gonna get any worse. I think how Jake said earlier, it's only going to get better, right? The video is going to get better. The content's still going to be being produced. It's going to be great knowledge for you guys. I'm pretty sure you guys are going to end up loving it. And yeah, you know, I also want to say thank you to everyone who's been supporting us, all our friends, family, you know, people who are just found us on the internet and just watching this video today. You know, it's been very, you know, a lot of times Jake and I talk about this. It's been very heartwarming seeing so many people that we may not know follow and reach out to us for advice, you know, comment to us, send us DMs asking us like, oh, I saw this video about you guys. What is this? How much should I take of this? And it's really great. You know, we love the feedback. We always appreciate the feedback, and we hope to continue getting that feedback and seeing more followers, and for you guys to continue to share our page and share our brand, because it's gonna get better from here. And I look forward to what happens from here on out.
Yeah, all that stuff honestly just gives us reassurance that we're meant to be here. You know what I'm saying? And that means a lot to me because, again, all I want to do is help. I know Jesus wants to do the same. And when we get feedback from you guys, that lets us know that you care, not just about our podcast and about our YouTube channel, but about yourselves too. You know, that's why we're doing this. If you didn't care, you wouldn't ask. And that's what makes us feel really good about what we're doing, because we're just, at the very least, raising some awareness and trying to spread some knowledge. And that's all I can ask for. That's it. Jesus, you wanna do it one last time for us?
Yeah, so for one last time, thank you so much for watching today's video. Go ahead and like, share with your friends. I hope you look forward to what's to come for Bodycomp Prescription. Go ahead, maybe in the comments, write down some ideas you want to see Jake do. Maybe it's something we could do eventually together down the line. But until then, thank you so much. We look forward to seeing you next time, and peace out.
Peace.